We just got back from the home of Elvis Presley, the blues, and actually the nation's second home for orthopedics, Memphis, Tennessee. For the past 23 years, it has been home to MNVC, and this year's event, I think, was the best yet. With sold out attendance, 42 company presenters and 250 attendees, and they expected only 200, you could say it kind of rocked with an orthopedic guitar, which is, their show signature.
It was an amazing show. There was so much innovation and energy at the show, but what was the outlook on the market?
Yeah, the market, we heard from Charles Hamilton of Piper Sandler's, and here's a good thing. Stabilization of inflation, steady labor markets, lower interest rates is creating some major tailwinds as we head into 2026. Now, while there's only been 5 IPOs this year, with a couple more that potentially could fall, Charles sees 40 IPO-ready companies lined up for 2026. On the M&A front, deal activity has dropped from a pre-COVID average of about 50 deals per year to 30 for the last couple years. But optimism is returning. I heard several large cap CEOs are signaling bullish outlooks, hinting at a good rebound. So where's the money flowing? Well, it's all about growth. Companies demonstrating market adoption are commanding higher multiples, and even VC firms are focusing more on de-risked opportunities up channel. Now, this is creating a funding gap that many early stage innovators and many founders we spoke with are eager to see closed. But overall, a good outlook from Piper Sandler.
Yeah, I love hearing about all those tailwinds. With all that innovation on display, what really stood out to you the most?
Well, the technology, as you would imagine, blew me away. And one of the big ones was ImmersiveTouch. For example, they're transforming DICOM imaging into VR-based surgical planning, and now advancing it into AR-assisted surgery. Surgeons can overlay patient-specific 3D anatomical models onto the surgical field. It's kind of like having X-ray vision in real time. Absolutely incredible tech. Then there's Hubley, whose smart auto stop drill prevents that over plunge in internal cranial procedures. Its proprietary bit geometry and LED force indicator, which changes colors with applied pressure, gives surgeons this unmatched control and safety when it really matters. And speaking of innovation anywhere, Spark Spine was really impressive. See, they're generating electricity from movement. Their EMP technology harnesses natural body motion to power orthopedic implants. Initially, to potentially speed up healing in bone, but it's self-powering, it's seamlessly integrated, and because of that, and based on the far-ranging questions from the audience, it had a lot of people imagining endless possibilities.
Yeah, and I loved all of the high-tech companies that were there, but sometimes simple innovation really makes the biggest impact. That's why I was such a big fan of SteriCUBE. They're cutting sterilization time in half, they're eliminating the blue wrap waste, and streamlining workflow with their new Lone Star program that is accelerating surgical throughput. Nothing wastes time more than running around the hospital looking for your instruments, and that is why Arbutus Medical offers pre-kitted procedural packs and surgeon-grade tools designed to dramatically streamline both OR and ER workflows. For example, their Track Pack kit is a ready-to-go skeletal traction kit, which means that hospitals can receive the kit and eliminate the time-consuming process of assembling the parts. One customer said it saves so much time, it was like having an extra bed in the ER.
Wow, that's really impressive. Now, the process innovation is amazing, but the new materials in MSK, I think, are just absolutely game-changing. Take REVBIO's Tetranite, a synthetic injectable bone adhesive that bonds bone to bone and bone to metal, even in those wet surgical fields. Now, it's redefining the standard of bone fixation. The images are just something you see to believe. Similarly, Illuminoss is changing bone stabilization. with this photodynamic bone stabilization system already used in more than 10,000 cases and has 1,500 VAT approvals. They are growing fast and providing patients options that never existed for them. Now, bone fixation is not the only area where materials are making an impact. Tendon repair, where scar tissue formation can limit motion and require those costly revisions, seen up to 40% of the time in some cases. Two exciting solutions stood out. The first, alafair's hydrogel VersaWrap sheet creates a protective gliding surface for smooth healing and movement, and with their new gel formulation is gaining some rapid, incredible adoption. Now the second is TYBR Health with their B3 gel. Freshly FDA cleared, forms a selective barrier that prevents restrictive scar tissue while allowing nutrients through. It stays in place during the critical early healing phase and naturally metabolizes within weeks, protecting the tissue without any of those residues. Now, these are all incredible innovations. But as Nicholas Pajuta reminded everyone, success ultimately depends on people. And a great CEO was 2 out of the 3 things they look for when they're investing in a company. And we sure met a lot of incredible, talented CEOs in Memphis.
Yes, there were over 250 executives gathered, so I know there's plenty more buzz that we didn't catch. So share your highlights below. And until next year, the orthopedic market will keep rocking.